Fresh, or is it completely different in terms of the themes?
I don't think it goes in the direction of power. I think it's more of like, I think it's just more of manipulation,
right?
In chess.
That
factors into power, but I think it's more of like how much I can trick somebody, like trickery and deception.
Yeah, well, that in itself is power.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that like you can compare it to Den of Thieves, right? Den of Thieves with O'Shea Jackson's character, everybody thinks that like he's like the guy without the least power. He's a little kid, whatever. Yeah. But he's actually the whole mastermind behind the entire thing. So you're like, oh, like this dude has power over his entire area of control. Mm-hmm. You just don't know what it is.
What is it with Fresh is you realize the kid was pushed to necessity, right? Like it's almost like methodical. Like imagine you're playing chess and someone puts you in check. When you watch Fresh, you see that the young boy, the main character, he was just constantly always in check. Like he was just on that next move. Like, okay, I gotta move the king. I have to make the biggest statement. I have to make the boldest move. This is why he goes as far to shoot the dog, because it's like, okay,
explain that. Start off with that.
That's his queen.
Let's talk about the dog part.
Yeah,
the dog. He loved the dog to death, right? He loved the dog. He was so upset at the kid fighting the dog, despite the dog winning and making money. There was money. He could not see himself putting that dog in danger.
You felt it was necessary.
Right. And then he ends up going to fight his father. He's like, sometimes you gotta lose the queen. You too, it's actually queen. Look at you, like his father playing him out on the board, saying like, look at your queen obsession.
Yeah, you playing as if you don't want to lose a piece.
That's right. He told him, he said, look, you're so attached, like.
And then he learns like.
Right. But in that same moment, did he not just lose his queen? He let his best friend die. Like
but see, that's the thing. That was him realizing that his father was right. Because he spent all that time trying to protect the friend, and then he sees the friend die. The lesson his dad was teaching him,
and that
happens right in front of him.
That's where the chess part comes in. So it's almost like I remember Ray was saying this when we first watched it. It was like the path with Chucky using him involved in the drug game and seeing like how he could use him almost as bait with him talking to everybody and bringing attention to the situation. It was like he used him as a chess piece, as a pawn, in order to further his plan move along. Yeah.
The thing I have a disagreement in that I don't really know if that was Fresh's original plan. I feel like
that's what we talked about.
I feel like Fresh really
last 20 minutes.
I felt like Fresh really cared about that kid.
Like, he didn't want him to die.
Once he played his father and saw that the kid was honestly a complete liability. Running his mouth, getting all the like clout, fame that comes with just running these shits, fighting his favorite pit bull, coming with the gun, and despite being told, yo, put that away, keeps the weapons, like, nah man, and pulls it out. He saw the power as the liability. So get rid of that. Just gotta get him going.
I think it was more of a situation that developed. Like obviously, I don't think Fresh knew that from the beginning. Like I'm gonna use Chucky. I'm gonna use Chucky to further my plan. Mm-hmm. I think it was more of like
he was backed into that corner.
He saw at one point I could use this man in order to benefit me.
But ultimately, he didn't want him to die.
Yeah, I think it's not so much he saw that he could use him. He was backed into a corner. This is the only way left to win the game.
Right, that was my interpretation.
This is the only way left to win the game.
Right, like he's forced to make these like
this is the only way. Right, because not only did he have to get rid of Chucky, he had to kill the dog. Right, so if it was just Chucky, I could see it. But what did he do next? He realized I had to kill the dog.
So Chucky dying was just more of like something that happened. It wasn't.
And he had to maneuver around it.
I don't think he ever intended for Chucky to die.
He didn't.
I think because even at chess, when you move that piece to that position, did you really think it was going to be captured?
That you were going to lose it.
Right. Did you really think you never knew? Yeah. No. If you knew it was a possibility, you would never.
You got to expect certain contingencies.
No. Because the whole thing is sometimes you have to sacrifice.
I know, but I don't believe him to be capable of sacrificing Chucky.
Oh, I don't think he wanted to.
Right. So if he did not want to, when he moved Chucky there to that position, he did not see it happening.
No.
So Chucky gets moved there.
Because
now the dog has to die.
The way the film is designed, like when he calls Chucky up, like, hey, I can get you involved with the drug game. Like, we don't have to do this dog fighting thing. It seems as if, like, if you look at it from a base level, it seems as if, like, all right, he's just taking attention from the dog fight. You're not thinking about, okay, I could use him as a way to distract another drug dealer.
But the point we're making is that like he was planning to use Chucky not in that way, in like some other plan later on.
But also,
then, because something happened to Chucky, he has to now do some wacky maneuver to finish the game.
I'm gonna take it a little bit deeper. Who did he love more, Chucky or the dog?
The dog.
And did he really have? I feel like he fucked with Chucky though.
He did.
That's the point. That's why I'm saying the dog because the dog.
Remember, the only reason he brought Chucky into this is because Chucky was fighting that dog.
Right. Whose dog was it originally? It was Fresh's dog.
It was the whole group's dog.
It was the group's dog. They kind of like took it universal.
Yeah, he wanted to save the dog from dog fighting. Yeah. He was going to use Chucky and manipulate him to avoid this. Right.
What is it?
He had more concern for the life of a dog.
Right.
Him manipulating the crap out of Chucky.
He knew Chucky talked too much. He knew how crazy Chucky fighting your dog. So he said, okay, how can I save my dog? I'm going to bring Chucky into this game. Now Chucky's on the board, right?
He expected him to be a loudmouth and talk and expose.
Right. He was expecting that Chucky would just listen, follow his word, do what he's going to say. Chucky chose otherwise.
See, but he never really tried to stop Chucky at all. He never did.
And he did when he told Chucky, yo, just throw it here. Like, you don't need that, man. You don't need that.
Too late.
Chucky only died as a kid trapped under that car.
Remember, he seen the people chasing him. Remember when he went and switched the drugs? Because he knew they was going to get caught up.
But he wanted that to happen.
It was part of the plan, but you need your pieces to fall.
But what I was going to say, though, is when the friend found out that Chucky was dead, what did he do? He attacked him because, like, that's showing you. And he didn't fight back.
He took the beating. He knew what he did. He took the beating. He knew he did not want Chucky to go, so he tanked it full to the face.
So he felt like he did something wrong in that moment. Like
I feel like he felt that he wished Chucky didn't do that, and he did not intend to sacrifice.
See, but it's like, he didn't
intend to get Chucky into the game until Chucky was fighting our dog. Remember, Chucky was not in the game at all until Chucky started fighting that pit bull that he loved. He loved that pit bull queen so much that he only brought.
So you said the pit bull is the queen.
I see the pit bull as a queen in the movie.
Chucky would probably be like a bishop or some other piece, and the pit bull.
I would say Chucky would be the knight. He's kind of just in his diagonal direction. They could never agree.
I thought the queen was the girl he liked.
No, she died too early.
She died very early, but that was before he even had to sit down with his father about losing the queen.
So you feel like
but that is part of
that was not the whole thing. You're afraid of losing your queen. Yes. Getting rid of that piece is just too flashy.
Yeah.
Right. So you feel like when Fresh lost to his dad and he was telling him that was piece about you holding on to these pieces that you could get rid of. Mm-hmm. That was when his plan started to develop after that?
I think so.
Definitely, for sure.
But also, I just thought of something.
I don't even know if it was a plan. I think that's when he saw the need for necessity.
Okay.
The need for sacrifice. I don't think if that was necessary his plan. I think that's when he saw, okay, things have to, you have to lose some pieces.
I thought of something just now. Mm-hmm. Like, what if this whole thing was an FU to his dad? Because, like, what if the woman in the beginning, the girl that died, was his queen, and this was him showing his dad that you really should do things to, I guess, protect those who are important. That this whole thing of vengeance was because of what the guy did to the girl.
Yeah, that's just really a revenge arc.
Because this whole plan, right, it had to revolve around, protecting his sister, right? Like
that too.
His sister had a big element because he wanted to take down.
And he sees the girl he loves get shot down right in front of him.
And even though his sister didn't seem like somebody, even though that's family, like you want to protect them, it didn't seem like she cared for her own life or like she played the damsel in distress, like, oh, I need saving.
But
it didn't seem like she had a problem.
So he had no choice but to do it for her.
I would say this is the kind of movie that if I had to recommend people to watch in a couple of years, if I had to recommend Fresh, I would say sit down and rank every character: pawn, bishop, rook, knight, queen, king. Just rank them in terms of chess piece based on how you feel and then discuss it. That would be perfect for that kind of movie. That would actually be very.
Would Esteban be the king?
Well, we don't know who the king is because
for the king is.
I would say make
number
two
one priority.
teams.
Right, but it's weird though because his sister, like throughout their whole interactions between her and Fresh, she seems like she doesn't give a fuck about her life.
Right?
There is
that's even better. But that's even better because then the piece has no autonomy. You have to move the piece around as you.
I would say his sister. His sister was definitely a pawn, but was the other guy's queen.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. No, the sister is king.
Fresh is
king. And he has
so he's kind of like baiting with his sister.
Right.
Okay,
His sister is the one.
No, I can see that. I like that.
His sister is gone. He had.
Yeah, I like that. What's the sister for? This is Kate.
Right. The queen was.